This episode is sponsored by NordVPN. Find out how to get a huge discount at the end of the video. Welcome back. Today I get to fulfill my childhood dream of owning a chainsaw. We're gonna buy one, immediately dismantle it, and make a Damascus steel axe from chainsaw chain before we put the two to the test and find what is superior, the chainsaw or the axe. Chainsaw! We're gonna buy a chainsaw, we're gonna buy a chainsaw! We found it. I'm properly excited. This is one of those new electric chainsaws. Oh, it makes a brilliant noise! But we did also buy this. Oh, my whole life! At last! So let's get the chain off it, light the forge, and start making an axe. I think we're going to need a little bit more than this for an axe. So we also bought all of this. Brand new expensive chains to now cut up. Great. There's this little bronze colored thing there though. And for us to make Damascus steel out of this chain, we need to make sure that it is all steel in there. If I throw another bit of metal in there, we could mess up the welding process and it not work. So let's see what it is. Good. That settles it. So I need to cut all of these lengths into 4.5-inch long pieces. How do you cut a whole load of chain efficiently? We now have a whole lot of beautifully plasma cut pieces, and this is how it works. We are going to stack them up as tightly as possible. Stack, 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 and then tack, 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 tack with the MIG welder. We want to make the densest stack possible with the least air in it, but because of the nature of what this chain is, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the bad news that there is going to be a lot of air in it. And this stack is going to be way bigger than the final dimensions of what it is that we make. And I am praying that we have enough chainsaw chain because there is now a shortage of chainsaw chain in Norfolk. And we've already got word that 4 arborists have already had to cancel appointments today. So sorry, Jim, Scott, and Daniel.
And...
oh, I don't care about Peter. Nah, he can go himself. Into the forge with these two. The name of the game is going to be slow, considerate, and deliberate forging as methodically as possible from all 6 sides. We've got to squeeze as much air out as possible. Get this solid. This is an absolute bloody nightmare. This does not want to get stuck together. I'm working 2 pieces at the same time. My tongs are burning me. The radiant heat is ridiculous. And by goodness, this metal is crusty. And by crusty, I mean the oxides are built up thick. It is not looking good. This is the hardest thing that I have ever forge welded. Look at that. You see that split on the diagonal? We tore it. Right, time for the next billet. Oh no! This one's not much better. There's just no consolidation to it. It's like trying to forge together a bundle of wire. Just not sticking, it's not having it. This would have worked a lot better in a can, but I wanted to see if we could do it canless. It's more visually interesting. see it happening. It's not just magic in a box. Bugger, bugger, bugger. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. So since this was going badly, we hopped on eBay, bought ourselves some more chainsaw chain. It arrived. Jamie used his skill as an ex-bank robber, as well as these new bolt cutters to cut the chain. I spent hours cleaning the gunk off the chain and finally shoved it inside a box, welded it all together, put a little WD-40 in there for magic, and at last we're going to forge weld it together, and fingers crossed, it actually does just that. Optimistic. That billet is starting to get hard under the hammer. It's starting to feel solid. Properly consolidated. It is firm, it is solid. What I've been doing is forging it basically from all 6 sides, kneading it back and forth just like you would if you're making dough. The more we hammer it together every which way, the stronger the welds between the individual links, and hopefully the less voids within it. Once we've got this into a neat rectangular block, we're going to let it cool down, and we're then going to have to mill off that box that we put on the outside. And while we do that, we'll be able to make some tools. Alright, so after hours upon hours of milling, that massive block has now been reduced to this, but there's no more steel jacket and it's ready to make an axe. I've made up these 3 tools, a punch, a flat plate thing, and a big drift. And so now, it's not hammer time, but axe time. So we have ourselves an oval hole, and this backside of the billet is pretty much done. Now, it's obviously not a normal axe-shaped hole. It'll pinch down when we forge the blade, which is the next step. We are off the grinder, profiled ground. Oh, and I'm loving it. It's looking fabulous. We're now going to put it into the forge, heat it up, quench it in some oil, temper it. You know the drill. You've seen me make stuff forever. The interesting thing is the chainsaw Damascus, which we can soon show you once we etch it, once the blade is finished. So with this done, it's now time to see what's the better tool. Crazy? Chainsaw. That's a good girl. Yes. It's a good girl. Challenge number 1. What's best for meal preparation? Hydration. Crap. Breaking and entering and scaring a colleague. Fantastic to have you here!
You bought a chainsaw?
Yeah.
Nice.
And now the obvious one.
Right. I'm gonna go home. It's taking too long. I'll see you in the morning. Morning.
Morning, Jamie. How was your evening? Please let us know which one won in the comments and what you want us to make next. But for now, let me tell you a little bit of a story about that time that the humble chainsaw chain Damascus Axe wanted to access the information within the majestic chainsaw. All was fine until, oh no, a hacker compromised his data. But then from around the corner came the savior that is this video's sponsor, NordVPN, with its military-grade encryption. The hacker was no match. So that's a little bit of a fun way of describing how NordVPN, our sponsor, works. It is the intermediary between you and the websites you browse, with over 5,400 servers in 60+ countries, encrypting your data and meaning that your internet service provider, your country, or a nasty, mean hacker isn't going to get in the way and compromise your information. It's also fantastic from an entertainment perspective. Your favorite show isn't available to stream in your country? Well, in the handy-dandy app for iOS, Android, Mac, and PC, you just simply click another country, bada bing, bada boom, the website you're browsing now thinks you're somewhere else. So please take control of your internet experience by getting a huge discount off a 2-year plan at nordvpn.com/forge. And if you use code FORGE at checkout, you get an extra month for free. Thank you so much for watching. Folks, please let us know what fun things you'd like us to make next, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching!